Now let's go again. Talk now.
Is that alright?
Absolutely
We
fine.
there?
We fucking there. That now what I did right there, Jack. Through. I mean, it's just a little. It's a little professional technique I've picked up in all these years of broadcasting. Is what I did during that time when I disappeared. I just stopped the recording and Gary filled in.
Oh, was it?
That's
Lovely.
professionalism. That is because
It
now,
is.
if we didn't just explain what had happened, people who are listening to the recording of this have no fucking idea that we just fucked up.
No, no,
Also,
no.
also Sennheiser.
We'll keep that to ourselves, eh?
Yeah, we better not tell anyone. Also Sennheiser, who really do make quite good gear. Fuck your headphone jacks. Like every single pair of Sennheisers, the headphone jack bends, and then I can only hear through one fucking ear, like one side. And that's what was the problem there, mate. I could hear myself loud and clear. You were coming through, just no audio in my ears. Anyway, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. I'm not too bad. I've had that problem with earphones for fucking years, mate.
Fuck 'em.
They're fucking, oh, it's fucking irritating.
Fuck
But I
'em.
don't trust the Bluetooth ones because there was an episode of Doctor Who when I was a kid where they fucking drilled into their ear canals and turned them all into Cybermen. So I won't, I refuse to wear them because I'm not sure if that's like predictive programming,
Well, I don't want to.
readying us for it.
I've just come into the office to do this, and I'm going to show you what's sat on my desk.
Go backwards a little bit. Oh, 5G vape.
Now,
Okay.
how and why?
How
What?
and why?
Yeah, why? Well, is 5G? Is
Good branding, innit? That everyone's searching it on Google. Imagine the SEOs, bro.
Yeah, but what could a vape possibly require 5G for?
So you can fucking tell everyone that you're doing it, and that the only reason people vape, so they know everyone else knows they vape. So if it's connected to the 5G towers, it immediately tells people on Twitter.
Yeah, as if the shit cloud of what is blatantly not smoke emanating from your face isn't a big enough clue. He just sends Twitter notification, just sends tweets out to everyone within like a 35
Yeah,
mile
just that little,
radius.
just that little smoke emoji, just constantly going. And the
Uh,
higher you've got it on the percentage, the more emojis it is. You get one for every like full number on there. So when you've got it, if you crank it up to like 35 because you really fancy, having water on the lungs before the end of the night,
crackle
you
lung.
fucking yeah.
Nice bit of crackle lung. Oh, it's beautiful. As a fucking, this is as someone who buns that herb,
Mm.
smokes that weed. Vapes fucking knack my lungs. Like I would have thought that it was the other way around. I thought
Yeah,
vapes
of
would have been
course it
like
does.
a nice easy
Oh.
cloud on your lungs, but it's fucking not. It's horrible.
No, because smoke, like when you smoke, it burns the cilia on the way down, doesn't it? It singes it. Whereas it's water vapor, it's vaporized oil in it in the
Yeah.
air. That's just gonna fucking stick to them.
It's not
I would have
pleasurable at all.
thought.
It's not
It's,
pleasurable at
no,
all. I don't get it. So I mean, I would have understood the willingness to look like an absolute cunt if there was some sort of benefit on like the taste side or the feeling or the sensation side, but there isn't. So like,
no.
uh, why are you just willing to look like a cunt for anything? And people modern their vapes. Now this is an old topic. We're about 7-8 years too late. But people who mod their vapes, like you remind me of middle-aged men who have remote control cars. Like,
No,
but
that's a hobby. Remote control caring for middle-aged men. That's a way for them to escape their second marriage rather than divorcing their second wife and losing even more of what they own. Getting a remote control car, that's a reason to go outside in the rain so that they can smoke cigarettes like a real man.
um, but so's vaping. But for people who just aren't willing to come to terms with the fact that they haven't really got a future, they have no personality whatsoever, and like other than the fact they also have a beer and drink craft ales, they need something to pad out their Tinder bio. That's what vaping is. It's just for blokes who haven't reached a middle age yet.
Or possibly for people that want a hobby but they don't want to take it any further than the back door.
Yeah, but yeah, I suppose fuck them basically, and
Oh no, I've never been a fan.
fuck this 5G vape. I would that sounds straight like a fucking government op.
It does.
That's right. You're not going to get cancer from the tabs, but to replicate that real feeling of smoking we're going to emit 5G waves, radio waves from this vape, so you can still get that cancer feeling that you would get from cigarettes.
Imagine if the whole point of that is to try and produce 5G, and the G just stands for something fucking so benign as like fucking gases, and it's like, yep. If we get enough of these people in a room and they mix, the gases in the air will all mix together and they'll mix down into produce 5 gases, which will create some form of bollocks. What's the truth serum called?
Go on, because
I can't remember the name
yeah,
of it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's not there.
It better not. But if it's on the tip of your tongue, this should be a really interesting episode. Are you ready for some questions? What's it called? I'll get the fucker for you.
I want to say it's not Jeeves, it's not Rohit. I think we're going to fucking
sodium
list
thiopental.
Sodium pentothal.
Sodium thiopental.
Sodium thiopental.
You're
yeah,
close enough, mate.
What if it just mixes down into something that works like that, but it mixes when all the vapes mix? So you have to have like bubble gum, watermelon, tobacco, menthol, and maybe one other in a room, and then once that happens, that's the next fucking cataclysm starts unraveling around the world, like what the Hopi Indians suggested. And that's why that picture that they did has like 5 people and they've each got steps, because you could say that the people who vape tobacco flavours, they're probably the best vapor because they're obviously doing it for some form of health concern. They still want the taste of cigs, but they're having a vape. Menthol, step down. I would put menthol probably lower actually, because I don't think people should smoke menthol cigarettes. I think it's fucking grim.
They're
an
horrible
fucking tasting
and
thing.
I'll admit right now that there was a brief period of around 2 or 3 months when I went through a fad. I was probably 16, 17, so I'm going to blame it down to youthful ignorance and naivety. But I used to think menthol fags tasted great in joints. And I insisted on putting menthol fags in joints for people for a while.
And then matter though, would it with the filter?
It's no, because this is the thing. Like some cigarettes were actually the tobacco was flavored. It wasn't just a filter.
I never knew that. Never knew that.
So with some, like I can't remember, was it Lambert? I don't know if it was Lambert. It might have been Richmond, but with whichever one, you used to put those in joints. And I was like, oh yeah, that's great. And then about like a month or so after that, I whiteyed off one, and I was like, that wasn't the weed. That was the fact I'm being a fool here and putting menthol. Who the fuck? Like, me mum smoked. I think that's why. I think it's because I nicked a tab off my mum, and my mum smoked menthols. And I was like, I tried to convince myself this is great.
That'd be like smoking a joint though, straight after you've brushed your teeth. Like,
no,
immediately
it wasn't.
after.
It
like,
wasn't.
Not
it was,
even rinsing your mouth out.
It was like It was like smoking a menthol without a filter to help make it a little bit smooth, which was fucking rotten.
Yeah, rough. Because the menthol bit is just a chemical, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I know what most of the stuff on tobacco is chemicals, but that's just an extra chemical to throw in there, isn't it?
Tobacco is made of sugar and spice and all things nice, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. It's one of your 5 a day. But I would go along with your 5G vapes in a room to control the people, but I wouldn't say truth serum. I think that's what's made us all... what if vapes came in and they've been around for the past few years to basically spread them out, get as many people on them as possible, so we bought into locking ourselves away for a year easier.
So you can smoke indoors because you don't have to go outside. You don't have to nip out for cigs.
Exactly.
Or what if the vape pens are the new version of Hitler's radio? Because Hitler decided everyone should have a portable radio so everybody could be accessed at all times or have the device on them so they could be ready for the message. And everyone thinks it's mobile phones, but what if it's vape pens? And Hitler's a nice way to bring in the topic of the show as well.
It is. It's fantastic. I wasn't going to say anything. Great
it's a
segue.
Suspicious death.
Yeah, well, you're right, because I think that I was about to say, well, that's a phone, but everyone does think it's the phone, so what better way to be like, give you something that you actually think people are being used to control you and sell you stuff and advertise to you and promote to you, but really, what you're not looking at is the thing you're actually talking on, looking like a daft cunt outside a pub, while you're scrolling through the device that you think is actually controlling you.
And you're probably holding closer to your face now than you ever use or hold a phone.
Yeah.
Phones, we would have used to hold them to our face. So it was nice and easy for the NSA to hear what we were saying.
Yep.
And it would be interesting if we mention them again and the show cuts out again like the other week.
That was fucking fantastic.
It was very nice. Like not for the evening afterwards for myself, I'll admit, but during the show it was a nice touch. But what if that's the thing then? So they're now the thing that'll be closer to your mouth because you're going to hold that sort of, say you're having a drink and that, you got your pint there, you might have the vape in your fingers or just have it in your hand or your other hand. You're not putting it down by the side of your eye every time you've took a drag. You're going to keep it kind of close like you would a cig out of habit.
It also to show it off because you've stuck loads of stuff on
Yeah,
it and you've
yeah,
made it
you've
all
put
shiny
stickers
and
on
that, and it's got sparkly dorklies on like you used to have on your wheels
Well,
of the bike
they've all
as a
got the
kid.
cryptid currency stickers on there, haven't they, from
Obviously,
Redbubble?
obviously,
You know,
they've
yeah,
all
you've got to have that on there.
right. We need to make vape. We need to make vape covers. Little
Okay.
vape covers that your daft box fucking huge vape can sit in. We'll make those, and we'll
Buzzing.
put a logo on that says vape wanker.
Vape wanking.
Yeah, I reckon that's good marketing. That I reckon that's
Yeah.
sound.
Because we can sell that to the people that think who are still friends with the vapors but don't want to be seen with them. So we're tapping into a market that no one else is touching there, and it's probably a bigger market than the people that vape. Because I imagine even vapors look down on other vapors.
This is an entrepreneurial podcast first and foremost. Like Truth Seeking isn't it's not a conspiracy podcast. It's basically it's a wealth investment podcast. Every week there's another business that's come through.
If someone did one a week though, copying these,
What
I mean,
about
I'd love to find out how it goes for you. And
yeah, but
what
what about
institution do you end up in?
what about our business models we were discussing this week? Like I told you
Oh
about the
shit!
one that I
Yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
during the Australian wildfires. People who ever listened to the Jimmy Butt experience, which is probably about three of you, three out of the six though, so that's sound, will remember when the Australian wildfires happened and that lass was promising, well, she was handing out nudes to anyone that could prove they donated to charities helping fight the forest fires. And my business model that I suggested was that I started sending nudes to everyone until they proved to me that they donated, at which point I'd stop, which I thought was quite a successful business model. Yes, bordering on sexual harassment, but
That surprised me.
who's
That
gonna
it would.
who's gonna
you know.
take a charitable soul to court when
In
I'm
it,
doing
in
it
it.
for such an ethical cause? But you had a fantastic. But I mean, whilst this is an entrepreneurial podcast, so best to talk about it now. Shoot.
Well, I'd rather you tell me all about it, Jimmy, because I ain't got a fucking clue what you're on about, mate. I remember your idea, what you said about the Australian
You had a
wildfires, but
you
what
had
was it? I
well,
imagine holding someone to ransom in some way or another.
it
Blackmail was probably involved in
it
there.
involved that. I'm gonna scroll up and get
Just
some.
as a guess, just as a hunch.
I'm gonna get some full context.
Was it?
Oh yeah, it was regarding your This is almost as if we've planned it to do more advertising for you, but it was regarding your new leaflets you've had printed, mate.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
still
was.
don't remember why, though. I remember
Well,
showing
my
you.
idea was
Your
that you,
face is in the middle of it.
yeah, my idea was that you needed a newspaper round so you could start
Oh, that was.
slipping them
Oh
inside
shit! Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
I
handing
remember
them
now.
out.
I remember now.
Yeah. Side note before we carry on, my
Go.
mate used to do a paper round, and you get
Yeah.
paid per leaflet. So like you actually get that's how newspapers work. Basically, they get paid for the amount of leaflets that are managed to put in the newspaper, and we used to dump those papers every single fucking week in one of four places. We'd alternate, and so many leaflets, so many businesses put so much money and time into getting those things printed off. And I could tell you where a pile of them are right now, still from about 15 years ago. It's fantastic, but. Fake.
Biodegradable paper. And
Go, your business idea.
the business idea was that me and Jimmy and maybe a couple others from Fresh Old FM maybe could, because obviously we don't want to split the profits too much because I don't think it's going to make too much money. But it would be nice to have a patsy involved. So if you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'd love a go with this, then
Yeah.
you're the guy for us.
You are now the
Um,
spokesperson.
we need someone's face and name for a newspaper that we've developed where it's a newspaper full of lies and things like that, which is sent to you. And,
Which is a
possible
newspaper.
conspiracy theories. Yeah, well, yeah, you go, yeah, newspaper. We'll put, like Jimmy said a few weeks ago, they can put a little thing in the next episode, the next paper saying none of this stuff we said was true. We made it up. We made a mistake. We
Yep.
apologise. In tiny little font. I've got some second-hand magnifying glasses, so we can send them out to some of the readers so that they can see them as well. But basically, just like a propaganda machine of like World War II, instead of dropping loads of flyers that were just anti-Semitic, we just force people to have newspapers, and then we attach a little thing to it saying, "We'll stop sending you these when you pay." That but we purposely put things in there people don't want to see and hear. So we could have, like like on page 3, we bring back page 3, and we just have like fucking
Traffic
Brenda's.
accident of the week on.
Nah, like Brenda's bumhole or something. It's just some fat bird called Brenda's with her arse spread. It's just in different places, just against the green screen. So we only have to pay her for one photograph, and then
Elderly
every week she's in
prolapse
a
of the
different
week.
place. Yeah, stuff
Yeah.
like that. What
Yeah.
a paper, mate.
I've got some friends in care homes. We could get some saucy shots. I'm telling you now. We could get fucking cankles. That's what I want to see. I want to see readers' wives' cankles.
And we could have them as a
That's
little
a feature.
fold-out section as well, just because
They'd
it
have
adds
to
a
be
little
a
bit of
fold
fun
out.
to it.
Yeah, they'd have to be a fold out section, to be honest. And it could be like we could stick bits of mould in between the folds, much replicating the real life leg that had been based upon. But I'm up for it.
I'm thinking outdated tattoos. So like tattoos that were popular 40 years ago, 30 years ago. So then when you pull down the paper, it looks like you're pulling the cankle up a little bit, and you can see like this fucking misshapen swallow that now looks like a fucking hawk or something, or a moth on the ankle bone.
One of those, like a pin-up burlesque girl you'd find in an old pirate rum ball.
Yeah.
But she actually just looks now more like a Heinz ketchup ball.
What the owner of the tattoo wished to be at this age.
But I'm 100% down for it, because at the moment we pretty much do that anyway, but we don't force it on enough people. So I'm quite happy to provide, basically extend the amount of bullshit we create, in order to get some down in print form. Because let's not forget that, like, my background or my education is in journalism. So I've been waiting for my time to shine. And
This is your paper, Jimmy. We'll
refused-
put your name to it, then, eh?
No, because during my time in studying journalism, I also learned how the law works regarding it, and I don't want my name anywhere near it. I just want to be able to reap the rewards and watch the public either bow down to our truth or pay us money. Yeah, like, because it works for us in two ways. We either get rich or we realise how stupid and just how easily willing people are to go along with nonsense. And I'm happy to do that either way.
Buzzing. Well, should we get into what we were going to go on about with that? Go on.
Yeah, because you want to segue. My first person I'm going to talk about is the newsreader, Jill Dando. Who, I've got to add, is every time I hear her name, and thusly every time I hear the song I'm Still Standing by Elton John, it's I'm Jill Dando. Yeah. And all the time.
I have an Elton John song that I'd miss here as well, which is, I don't know where it came from, but it's Don't Let Your Dog Go Down on Me.
I'll be honest, mate, I can't even name the original that you're referencing there. I have no fucking idea.
Don't let the sun go down on me.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, it's just always been in my head as Don't Let Your Dog Go Down on Me.
I don't know if that says more about the way he pronounces the tune or you.
I think I've misheard it once, or I wasn't paying full attention, and that's what it stuck with.
Oh, you had a dog trying to go down on you, and you just thought, Elton John.
And he appeared behind me in the mirror.
He was like, it's my dog. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Jill Dando. Jill Dando fatally shot on the doorstep of her house
With a knife.
Yep, she was shot with a knife. Do you remember that rhyme? What was it? Two men in the dead of something like. This is awful radio now, but it was a rhyme that was full of contradictions. So, one fine day,
ladies and jelly spoons, boys and twirls, we now stand before you to stand behind you to tell you something I know nothing about.
No, one fine day in the middle of the night, two dead men got up to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, drew their swords, and shot each other. I think that's one of the first schoolyard rhymes I ever learnt.
Really?
Yeah.
One of mine was how many
actually,
crows can you pick from your nose in an English country garden? I don't know, but my mother had to go and she got more than 10,000.
I've got some queries with the rhyming that's going on there, but fair one, solid for schoolyard shit.
It was an advanced rhyming method.
Was it? It was the MF Doom of your time on the schoolyard, were you?
It was my next door neighbour. My godmother taught me that when I was a little kid.
Melvis.
She used to teach me all sorts of weird things like that and teach me how to swear as well, just to wind my mum up.
It sounds like a fucking treat of a. It sounds like the ex-SS German fellow who used to live opposite me. Gave us me first cigarettes and told us war stories and that, and like used to chat proper blue shit to us. I was like, yes, mate, this is great. All people do this. It wasn't until much later I found out it was SS, etc. But that didn't matter. He didn't have any of those old tattoos though, funnily enough. But
Well,
Jill
the
Dando.
SS wouldn't have the old tattoos, would they? Wouldn't it? The prisoners that had the tattoos.
I meant tattoos that to show allegiance, perhaps.
Oh,
But I don't think
I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't think it was a thing. I think I was just trying to make. Basically, mate, I was trying to make a comedic link, a little callback to earlier to old people's tattoos that we were going to feature in the newspaper. But you can't hit them.
I see.
You can't hit them all.
See, I can't remember 3 minutes ago, me.
You can't hit them all. Jill Dando. Everyone have your phone just gone off in the background there? I heard that. That's good microphone, that, mate.
In it is a fucking cracking microphone, considering it's supposed to be front facing.
Jill Dando is a great place to start because, I mean, all things start with Jill Dando. It's basically the theory of life. But she was believed or rumoured to be on the cusp of reporting or publishing and releasing her findings on an elite paedophile ring. Which...
Didn't know that.
Yeah, mate, and as we're probably going to go on to talk about, like, this, many suspicious deaths, especially when they come about notable figures, lead back to elite paedophile rings. It's almost as if, like, as soon as someone dies, that's the go-to. It's like, right, he died. He must have been about to release the nonsense. He must have been about to tell us about the nonsense. He has to have, or her in this case. I'm Jill Dando. Yeah. But were you a fan of Jill Dando? Or did you like her work? Did you ever go around her house?
I never really watched Crime Watch all that much, to be honest. There wasn't really. I was never going to recognise anyone on there, if you know what I mean. They never really seemed to focus on the Greater Manchester area.
No one was going to, because all the photography and CCTV was about fucking 3 pixels worth. Like, I don't know how anyone ever got caught on Crime Watch.
Well, they probably just made it up.
Do you recognise this blur?
Fake crimes.
There's
just
another
to scare
one.
People to propaganda, scare people from going to the banks and to the shops, and internet banking was coming around at some point.
That's what
a lot of bank robberies this week.
That's what we have in the newspaper. We don't have Crime Watch, we have Crime Rumour. And we hypothesise over possible crimes that could be about to be committed. I've heard that Dame Judi Dench is about to leave a Pizza Express without paying.
Oh
shit!
And we could have a photograph of a Pizza Express door and be like, "This is the door we think she'll leave."
Yep. And it could be any door. Like we could zoom in enough that it could be any Pizza Express door. So no one can ever. We don't have to be specific then, and then we can have people like guess, and they'll be waiting outside. What we could do. This is social engineering, actually, if you think about it, because we could see if we could turn the people into vigilantes, and we could predict where crimes are going to be, and we could have people waiting at those scenes to be like, "Well, I'm stopping this fucking crime here," and then what we could also do is we could call some actual criminals and be like, look, like, for the right, do you know you can get paid stories on Instagram and you can pay for people's for promotion and shit. So we go to like reach out to criminals and go, right, for the right amount of money, if you're going to commit a crime on Friday, you pay us the right amount. We're going to mobilise the people to go and fight a crime somewhere totally different. And you'll get away. You'll be absolutely sound. We'll get everyone out your kip. It's turned into quite the money spin in this newspaper. I don't know why no one's done it before.
No, isn't it? Maybe it is exactly what happens, though. How are we to know? How do we know that people don't read newspapers and go, that's a fucking belting idea, I'll do that?
Well, it's sort of common knowledge that when big events go on in certain places, like crime goes up during that time because people get the idea, Rajis get the idea that, oh, there's a football game on over there, so no one's going to fucking find out if I break into this house over here. Like, that is the heroin mentality. So I've basically stolen the idea of junkies, but I'm no better than that.
Yeah, but we're bringing it to the masses, bro.
Yeah.
And we can't bring the other bits of the junkies to the masses. The Americans have beaten us too. That big pharma got there before us.
That's true, but depending on where you are, the junkies are the masses, and I'm in the northeast, so like, we're the minority, mate. Basically, I feel underrepresented. Jill Dando, shot. This one's not as great of an example because she was definitely shot. Like that
Yeah,
happened.
but they did say she was stabbed first. That's what was out on the news. They were like, she's been stabbed.
Yeah, they
She's
did.
been stabbed on a door, wasn't it? On a doorstep or something. Yeah.
As she left for work.
And then they were like, "Is this fella in a blue Range Rover, mentally ill lad or something?"
Yeah.
It might not be right to say mentally ill, but I can't remember how you would word it, but struggling. Let's say.
I did just share a post
academically or whatever. But he was doing well because he either had the right credit to be able to rent a fucking Range Rover,
yep,
or he owned a decent Range Rover.
He could also point a gun in a straight line.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, stormtroopers can't do that, and he managed, so he's better than them. But I mean,
and they've got a job for life.
We don't really need to dance this line of whether saying mentally ill is correct or not. When for promotion for this episode, I just shared a video of me recording a bloke talking to a tiger's head walking down Westgate Road in Newcastle.
No, I was only saying it because I'm not sure which one mental ill is. I'm not sure if mental ill is the one where you're having a turn, or where you can't remember what you've read. If that makes sense. I know there's a difference.
Yeah, I mean, the second one is being stoned.
Oh.
That's all that is, which is sort of mentally ill, but ill as in, sick. That sort of ill. Like, well, I already regret saying that because it made us for a second feel a slightly more American, and that hurt. That actually hurt. Combine that with all the hillbilly compilation videos I've been watching over the last 2 weeks, and like, I'm feeling... I might have to invest in a Confederate flag.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It'll make a change from the swastika in the background. Well, nice to switch it up a bit.
I'm gonna put it.
Is that a gold statue of King John on the shelf?
Well, I'm gonna put it between me Pussy Riot memorabilia that I've got, and the green. You see the Greenpeace M16 that's up there, the model M16 from Greenpeace. I'll put it up with that. And then right there, do you see me certificate of attendance from the Sinaloa cartel?
No, I can't quite make out what it said on there because it's handwritten.
It's also in Spanish, so it's going to be pretty difficult. But I've got a nice collection. I mean, it is probably about time that I threw out this one. I don't know if you can see what that one is.
That's the actual cartoon drawing of Muhammad that got that French guy killed, which is going to be worth a pretty penny, that, bro. It's
an original copy. It's the original sketch. Picked it up on the dark web with some ketamine a couple of years ago. He threw in the picture with the ketamine. He wrapped it in it.
Want to get it off his hands, wouldn't he? I would have thought.
Precisely, but what he didn't know is that I valued that more than the K, to be honest. And now it's pride of place. Like, I actually...
Well, the little LED lights give it away, bro.
Don't tell Jose and the lads, but I actually moved the Sinaloa cartel certificate from the middle to put the Muhammad cartoon in. But honestly, don't tell, because I don't fancy ending my life in a suitcase. So don't tell them. Which brings us on.
So talking about that porno that we both watched together on Discord, sex in a suitcase.
The Sinaloa suitcase sex tape. No, it brings us on to.
Unzipped.
Did you watch it? Fuck off. We could bring
Unzipped and uncut.
We could bring out a sequel, Extra Baggage. We're going to talk about next. Did you actually Did you actually watch him? Did you actually watch that chapter I sent you on, Mr. Gavin Williams, The Spy in the Bag?
I watched various videos. I watched 2 or 3 that you sent me, and then watched a load more that just carried on playing.
So, give us your thoughts.
A little bit. I don't think it's... Well, their main argument for the suitcase, lad, is that you couldn't put a padlock on a suitcase from inside the suitcase. But I think that what's happening there is the police have never had to try and sort out their carry-on luggage for a plane. Because if you've got too many whatever in your bag, coats or shirts or whatever, it's a couple of pounds over or whatever, pound over. They're like, right, you'll have to take a coat out and wear it, mate. And you're like, well, I haven't got the key to try and get out of it. And then they just say, oh, just stab the zip with a pen. And then you can pull it open and then pull it shut and it'll look like it's never been touched and the padlock stays on. If he's a spy, mate, he fucking knew about that, surely. He'd be sneaking all sorts onto planes.
He wasn't. If you watch, for those who don't know, it was Gavin Williams in it. Spy in a bag, spy in a bag. Imagine that being your imagine, yeah. By now from JML, spy in a bag. He's a spy, but he's also a bag. It doubles up. You could also wash your car in it. It's spy in a
Reversible.
bag. Gareth Williams, not Gavin Williams. He was.
Can be familiar.
He was recruited by MI6, but not in. He wasn't a spy like you're thinking spy. He wasn't like behind enemy lines, infiltrating the KGB.
Yeah, I heard he did.
Shagging various women, fucking with very suggestible euphemism, sexual names. He wasn't he intelligence? Wasn't he like fucking IT and all that shit?
I heard that he was also working for the American Secret Service and doing stuff with on the sly for Hillary Clinton. Possibly not from a reputable
Please
source,
go on. No, because but put it this way: the research, the information I'm telling you is all information that that can be verified with sources that'll be like, yeah, we knew Gareth, and this is what he was like. But I'm guessing that your sources come from much more exciting places, and by all means, tell us away. But before you do, quickly, Gareth Williams worked for MI6, GCHQ. He was mentally ill, slightly. I don't know if he had some issues. There'd been.
Is he the man? Did he shoot Jill Dando?
Did he shoot Jill Dando? I don't know, but he did work for the US National Security Agency for a point to
See,
trace.
there you go.
He was working on money laundering, tracking money laundering, which is like he was working on technology side of things and like computing and like digital policing rather than infiltrating, fucking putting a nice suit on, getting a DB5 and then shooting someone with a Parker pen. But he basically found in his flat in a fucking bag in a suitcase that had been padlocked shut from the outside, with no trace of his DNA on the outside, but traces of someone else's DNA on the outside, I believe.
See, I didn't hear that. What I heard was that there was no scuffs in the bath from where he would have pushed himself into the suitcase.
Yep.
But they did find a scuff on the bath when after they'd moved the suitcase, which makes me think
that they scuffed it, pulled them out.
The suitcase and scuffed the bath.
That's just them trying to, like when if you're in a mate's house and you knock something over and you just go, I'm going to pretend I didn't do that. And I'm going to pretend that had happened anyway. That's just them going, well, we don't want to tell the fucking estate agent that we've scuffed that suitcase. They might charge us an MI6. Our budget's it's not doing well at the moment. So
there's another question I had about it, man. Saying estate agent, why was the estate agent about to show someone around a known MI5 safe house?
It wasn't a safe house. It was his house.
No, I heard it was a safe house. This is what we've got, very different sources here, haven't we?
This was Gareth Williams.
I've had mentalists on the internet. You've had newspapers, isn't it?
It was his home. And
I didn't know it was that. I read it was a fucking known safe house.
Fantastic,
and then I was thinking,
please.
How would you know there was a safe house?
We're not going to talk about what I know because I only know boring stuff, i.e., like verifiable facts. Please just fucking tell me what the internet's been saying. Tell me what BitChute's been saying because I know that this shit hasn't.
I haven't been on BitChute today. I've been at work for too long to be able to go on there.
Sound like a fucking coke addict, just saying like, I'm having a break. I haven't been on today. It's heavy. The shit's getting heavy on there.
Tolerance break. Yeah, you end up coming away from it, fucking itching your top lip and stuff, and reaching for high shelves. Right, so you've got fucking. They said that they tried to work for the Russians. The Russians had approached some people hypothesized rather than theorized. They hypothesized because they was probably not based in fact that they were trying to
No.
work for the Russians, and the Russians, he decided to go against it and was possibly killed by a Russian assassin because he'd also been involved with working for the Americans, most likely with Hillary, over something with Hillary, possibly because she was trying to get out of paying for garlic bread at Pizza Express. And or
It's
maybe
been
the
known.
dough balls. She was probably going for the dough balls, I would have thought, if they do dough balls. I've never
Right,
been.
door balls. Just a quick intermission, interjection.
It's just crust.
I like them on. I like the idea of door balls, right? I do. Really like the idea of door balls. However, when they're executed, it's always poor. It's always very, very crusty on the outside, almost too hard. Like the shit pizza crust when you bite into it, and it always cuts behind your top teeth.
I've never had that.
Never had that. It's a bastard that you bite into a cheap pizza crust because it's fucking hard and like basically a shit biscuit.
Overcooked.
It cuts like the little line between your two top teeth. Fucking knacks, mate. Happens to me every time. That's how I know if a pizza's shit or not.
Oh,
A good
fair.
pizza doesn't do that.
Why not make the crust out of dough balls? I've always wondered. You know that outer bit, the outer ring. That could be what we call page 3 in the newspaper, mate, with Big Brenda. The outer ring.
It doesn't sound red. It doesn't sound tabloid enough.
The inner ring.
Fantastic. Sounds miles better.
We're including them now.
Now, door balls, they're always. Do you know what? Do you know what else? Do you know what they remind? The other issue, onion rings. Very rarely executed perfectly by any establishment, and much like door balls, two things. As someone who's a bit of a fat cunt, hear my advice. I'm a professional at ordering takeaways. Don't order onion rings and don't order door balls if you're getting a takeaway. If you're getting a delivery, don't do it because they sweat. They sweat in the package. Everyone always puts them in polystyrene boxes, which you shouldn't. You always put them. Perfect Garden in Harrogate, right? I'm going to be very specific here, but this is by far one of the best moves from any takeaway I've ever had in my life. Every takeaway puts shit in fucking polystyrene boxes and it sweats to fuck and it makes every good crispy food go shit. Perfect Garden Chinese in Harrogate do salt and pepper chips in an A4 bag. They filled a fucking bag as well, which is unbelievable. But it's in a paper bag, and it hasn't got a lid on it. It's just in your Chinese bag. So when you get them, they're crispy still. That revelation for me. Also much more environmentally friendly. So I don't know what takeaways, right? Start putting shit in paper bags. Fuck polystyrene. I don't like my food sweaty. I want to be able to order onion rings. I want to be able to order fuck dough balls. I want to be able to order chicken wings. Can't get chicken wings because they go soggy. The batter goes soggy because of your fucking polystyrene.
No, the Chinese is back up by my mum's. They do it in them fucking plastic boxes.
Which
With
is
the
just as
plastic
bad.
lids. Nah, I don't find they
Sweats.
are in that. Nah, because they're covered in like fucking onions and veg and that.
Yeah, but it steams. Any steam created stays in there, so it sweats and plastic doesn't soak anything up. It doesn't like draw it away. It just reflects it back on it. So like you just end up with soggy shit. Paper
Yeah.
bags, and don't order dough balls and onion rings from fucking takeaways. There's your bit of. Now where the fuck were we
Also,
going with
guys, this is the most animated he's been for the whole show here.
Because I got serious then. I got
Yeah,
serious.
he
Do
did.
you
His
know
face
why
has
it is?
changed and everything.
Because right, too many times I've gone to a different takeaway or something or different restaurant and gone, do you know what? This time, I guarantee these are going to get it right. And I've had this false hope. I've had this I've given too many establishments the benefit of the doubt, and it's just cost me a good eating experience. And I can no longer be a nice person, and it just result in self-sacrifice. I've had enough. So if you serve me
I've gone to a
takeaway,
similar point down here, man. I've given up with Chinese takeaways in the south. They're awful.
but please carry on. Before we've fucked off spy in a bag, let's talk about Chinese food. I'm down with this.
No, it's just shit food, man. It just doesn't taste nice. It all down here, it all tastes like they've all been fucking cooked 4 or 5 times. cooked in water rather than in oil. Some bits of it seems like it's been boiled up first. The chips, mate. Down here, you don't get chips that have been made in the chippy either.
What?
They're like fucking McCain's, and they've thrown them in one of the fryers. You know, they still have the fryers, the chip fryers and that. But it's like bags of frozen chips have just been poured in there, mate. And they're not. It's not. It does. It's not like a fucking. It's like a reconstituted potato rather than just a chopped up potato.
You got too many quinoa lovers and that down there. You got too many new age hippie type fucking quinoa munchers. I bet if you went in and asked for a fucking kale sandwich, they'd sort you one right out and it'd be fresh as fuck. But they can't do you a decent chip. Be honest, this country's gone to dogs. It's about time I fucked off because I can't. Look, I like a grain as much as the next man. Who doesn't like a grain? We like a bit of quinoa, like a bit of bulgogi. It's not bulgogi, is it? Bulgur wheat.
If you put pictures of them in front of me or bowls of them in front of me, and went, Jack, what's that? I won't have a fucking clue, mate.
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
the
even
average,
be able to guess.
Your neighbour, mate, would be able to tell us every single one. They'd be able to differentiate between them all, and they'd probably be able to give us they'd smell it and tell us which region of South America or whatever it was fucking from. And those people also sniff their own farts, so just be happier that you can't identify that. I like a bit of wheat. I like a bit of bulgur wheat. I like a bit of quinoa. I like a bit of rice. But this is a nation built on chips. And I can't. This.
Well,
I don't.
Just as a moment there, you know, like you're saying about rice and that, right? And rice produces shitloads of methane, which is bad for the environment, causes global warming, which is possibly causing forest fires. And a mysterious death that I thought we could bring up is obviously like SHC. And for those that aren't in the know, spontaneous human combustion.
Yes, man. Yes,
that's a proper mysterious death, innit? Because you don't know where that's coming from.
This was one of the first things I'm gonna. I sound like Kanye. I'm gonna let you finish, but I am gonna let you finish. But that was one of the as a kid, right? Oh, I don't know where it is. My dad's got this huge book of the 20th century, and it's like an encyclopedia, and it's basically loads of news stories and images, like fucking like very notable images from all that through the like last 100 years, and in it I like remember very vividly there's a woman who died of spontaneous human combustion. I'm going to put in inverted commas because it's disputed, and out of all of the images in that, like that was the one that always stuck out. It's just this old woman's chair that has been completely burnt through. It's black and white picture. She's sat in front of a black and white telly. Well, she's not sat. Like the ash and the remainder of the chair are sat in front of the telly. And it just looked like a very normal person's house, aside from this huge black char mark that was once a human body. And then from then I had like, not a fixation, but a proper weird interest in it growing up, because it seemed to me like, when I read it, that was a common thing. I worried about spontaneous human combustion much more than I should have during my school days.
Well, I have the same, but instead of about that, it's about ghosts and aliens. I was brought up with ghosts and aliens, and I thought they were much more of a thing to worry about than most people back then and now seem to believe. So
no, not now. Surely YouTube has shown you that there are millions of people out there who are much more worried than you are.
No, I don't know.
You've watched those gang stalking videos.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're very strange. But with spontaneous human combustion, with what you're saying there, you're saying it's a woman, right? Most of them are women.
Yeah.
And mostly old women as well. Also, I got a little list there. I actually got notes this week, Jimmy.
Fuck off.
I've got notes. I've got about 8 different things written down on a very small piece of paper.
How many of them from this podcast, and how many of them are just random thoughts that you put down?
5 of them are dreams I had last week, and I've got this about spontaneous human combustion.
What's that diagram?
Is there a diagram?
No,
that shouldn't be on show. There's this idea I've got for making the freezer work faster.
Yeah, let's hope that stays an idea. Fucking hell.
Right, so most of the people that die from spontaneous human combustion, right? Pissheads, which isn't surprising.
Nope.
Because they're fucking full of ethanol.
Absolutely.
Right? Old women, and their hands and feet fall off as well. Rather than burning, their hands and feet fall off, which is mental. I don't know of any other things like that. Even if you shove someone on a rack, they either get fucking stretched and crack and give up, or they tear the skin and that, but they never rip their hands and feet off. Maybe if you quarter them with horses, but what made me think though, what was weird about your story there with it, is the fact that he burnt her completely to ash. What I've been reading is that it doesn't damage fabrics and stuff. Usually it's just the person themselves that's set on fire. So the fact that the chair had been burnt through and the clothes kind of makes me think that the one that you've seen there, your experience of it there, could be a lie or a hoax.
Yeah, of
Right?
course, mate. Yeah, of course.
But
Mine's a lie, and not the one where it's like, oh, a hugely intense fire has developed here that is enough to burn bone, which even a fucking incinerator can't, and they use to cremate bodies. But hasn't damaged the fucking leather though, has it? Eh? Like, yeah, mine's definitely
Scotch
the
Guard,
false
mate.
one.
Scotch Guard's important.
It's
Most of the time.
That's why old women leave all the plastic coating on their fucking furniture and that. You know, when you go to
Oh, mate, I saw an hanging meme yesterday about that said the reason why your nan's got plastic on her couch is because she's a squirter. Which just fucking... I don't
Nah,
think
my nan's not a
that's
squirter. I've tried.
know. Have you?
Mm.
My nan had never let me. She used to line me and my cousins up in the living room and point at each of us going, I love you. I really love you. You're my favourite. Then she'd point at me and shrug and look at the floor. And I wish to fuck that was a bit for the show and for the audience, but it's
Oh,
not.
mate.
She was just a fucking horrible woman. She was also very old and a pisshead. Unfortunately, didn't die in a house fire.
She didn't spontaneously combust.
No, she even smoked as well and in bed to up her chances, but it
That's
never
a
happened, unfortunately. We had it till I
mate.
was about 18.
You had all the things in your favour there as well. That's a bastard. That's a bastard.
I could have been like, I know this is real.
Some
but
of these
it's
things in
still-
life are meant to test us, and they've obviously put
I
you
know.
onto better, bigger, and better things. So
Yeah,
carry
I
on
know-
telling
I
us
know
about
chop up
people setting.
rats.
Go on.
They leave smelly ashes. Apparently, the ashes always smell really bad.
Granny's
Which makes
stink of
sense
piss.
because you've burnt piss-soaked. Well, you haven't burnt. You've singed the piss-soaked clothes. You've not burnt them. Obviously, you probably singed a few stray fibres, but you've not ruined them. But the old people smell, and maybe lavender smells bad when you burn it as well.
And Werther's Originals, if you overburn toffee, it goes really.
Oh, yeah,
it
ruins the
stinks.
house.
So yeah, it's probably about right. Yeah.
Hair as well. Hair smells when you burn it. That's why
Awful.
pigskin smells when you singe that. So, an old woman's covered in hair. Her skin's covered in hair, mate.
Yeah.
That could be something we could have as like a pull-out for the paper.
We could have old woman Tash.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a lovely
Yeah, we
little
could.
bit there.
We could actually have. We could have Brazilian or old woman's Tash, and it could
So
be.
you can't tell which it is.
It couldn't. No, you have to guess whether it's someone's Brazilian wax or an old woman's Tash. But here's the twist: it's always an old woman's Tash.
But you'd always get one person though going, "This is the week. This is the week."
Yeah, of course.
Now, what's really interesting about spontaneous human combustion, and there is there's 6 points that I found on various things, and
We've got
they all
time.
seem to repeat themselves, right? Usually, the people that have died of spontaneous human combustion, usually they've been set on fire by something that was already on fire near them.
No.
Apparently so.
No.
Yeah.
That's
So
such...
I think anyone that dies in a fire, realistically, unless they've done it to themselves for whatever reason, you want your doll back and you're trying to make an impression at the dollhouse.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, that used to happen a lot supposedly.
For some reason, you're a goth. You're outside. You're at the playground next to B&Q. You're 16, and you're covering your arm in links and lighting it to impress girls because you think it's cool. And I'm referencing someone very specific I knew from school whilst mentioning that, and they can fuck off.
Oh, fair. Well, I had a friend that his party piece, if we'd been somewhere or we were going somewhere and we'd been drinking, was to get a can of Lynx again. Not spray it on his arm, though. Just walk up and down the train while we're in motion, using it as a flamethrower, scaring the shit out of everybody that was on there.
2 stories here.
It
Two stories
was
before
his
you
favourite
dive.
thing to do.
Before you dive back into that, 2 stories. I went to college with a lad called Gormy, which is already
You know
This
he's a
lad-
character.
Yeah, this lad was doing exactly that. Flamethrower with the can of Lynx, set light to the curtain of his bedroom, which set light to his bedroom, which set light to his house, burnt his house down, and essentially his family signed him off to the army so he could fucking pay to have the house rebuilt. But that's not the funny bit. The funny bit is he had to watch his hamster burn in a cage before he ran out his bedroom. That was the point he ran out and told his family that his house was on fire, was when he watched his hamster cage go up in flames, and he watched a rodent get cooked. That's point
That's
one.
a credit to him though there, because he must have kept a clean hamster cage.
Well,
If it took a while to burn,
if it
must have
piss
been
soaked
clean,
hay,
fresh.
piss soaked hay would have been damp, wouldn't it? It wouldn't have done as well. Would have just gone black. But this went up. It's the first time I've seen a hamster go woof. And the second one, this one not so funny actually. People ended up getting locked up over it. But there was a house party not too far from here. These lads, someone fell asleep on the session. A couple of other lads who were there thought it would be really funny to set this lad's trousers alight while he was asleep. Lad didn't wake up and had to have his leg amputated. There's nothing really funny about...
Shoes on the other foot now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's only half the soul he once was, well.
Oh.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, who were we talking about?
We lost Jill Dando.
We did, but we lost the nation, sweetheart.
We've agreed we don't really know much about Suitcase Man.
No.
Because we've got very different sources.
Yeah, I believe Suitcase Man, 100%. That's it. Even the inquest reasonings, like it's inconclusive. Like they were like he can't. If the coroner's basically gone, he can't have put himself in this bag. Like that couldn't happen. But it's still gone down that it was suicide or it was just unexplained. There was no further investigating done. There is no way he was not killed. There's no way. He was padlocked inside of a suitcase by himself. No marks. There was DNA from someone else there that I believe wasn't tested or wasn't investigated further. He was involved in fucking multiple operations with multiple security agencies. There's no way that he wasn't fucking offed. Like that's
They'd put the heating up as well, hadn't they, to help his body
to help him decompose faster. Yeah, put it all the way up. Which if you're gonna kill yourself, put yourself in a bag. It's already gonna be warm. You're not gonna want your last few moments to be even more uncomfortable by whacking the heating up full as well, are you?
No.
Nah. And you're probably gonna get it doesn't make sense, mate.
And he wasn't on the front line of the Secret Services as well, so I imagine he was paid relatively well, but probably not paid amazingly. Did he really want to waste his money on heating in that situation?
Especially in a London
just
flat.
Spend it on that.
When you pay
Because
rent,
if you were going to waste your money on utilities doing that, leave the tap running a little bit to wash the blood away. If that's what you were gonna waste any form of fucking
because water bill, low.
Average house thing,
it's much less than your electric bill.
Well, you're quoted, aren't you, on average for the quarter? So no one's going to notice.
I don't know how it works down in London town. They might charge by the fucking minute.
By the capful.
Yeah, also, they've got it probably has to go through a much more intensive clean. Because
what, with that there smog?
With that there smog down London. No, it's just, yeah. It's fucking, it's minging.
Yeah, it's shit.
It's just
it's
not.
Shithole.
Well, I mean, the river in general.
Liked London when I've been there.
There's some nice parts of London, and sometimes the experience good, but I could never live there. Like I went against living there after when I finished uni. Like that was fucking. You go to London to write, or you're stuck doing local writing, and there's fucking no way I was ever going to London. I had too many mates went down there, and I didn't like the crack. Also, like everything's on top of you. And that's my head's already on top of itself 99% of the day. I don't need the rest of the world on it as well. And there's no curry sauce and gravy and shit. And like it's
very expensive as well, isn't it? I remember going in some what looked like a back alley pub, back alley bar. I thought I'll get a pint in here because it was fucking halfway through the day and I was sobering up a little bit. So I thought I'd fucking have a pint to take the edge off. Because I was hanging around with me I was on a uni trip for a few days. And we'd just been to go and fucking stare at chairs in a shop for 2 hours and have some guy talk to us about, and I think it was the Eames chair again, and he'd already give us this talk at uni, and he was pretending that he'd never spoken to us before. So I fancy a drink, so I went into a place and said, I'll have a pint of that. I think it was fucking Stella or Carling. It was like £6.80 or so.
Yeah.
For a fucking, just a regular lager.
Can't do that.
And they don't sell booze, mate, after 10 o'clock.
Yeah. They also You don't talk to each
mad.
other.
No,
Like
no.
that, I can't. Whenever I walk my dog, if you walk past someone else and don't say, "All right, mate, all right, pal, there you go, pet, there you go, love." Like if you don't do that, you're seen as a wrong'un. Like people like shifty character there didn't say anything. If you do that in London, I'd fucking nearly been stabbed over saying hello to people and all right. Nearly been stabbed for like fucking offering people drinks on a tube, mortal. I'd be like, hey, you want a fucking can? Well, who you talking to? Like anyone who wants a can, basically. I'm being fucking hospitable. What you doing? Like, no, apparently it's not done down there. It's a cultural faux pas. Fuck those people. I want to live in an area where I can sit on the ground next to someone else sitting on the ground at whatever time of the day or night and know that we can have a fully fledged conversation about anything or fucking nothing and then never talk to each other again. And that in the north happens far too regularly. Like, it happens regularly enough for my liking. Don't get that in London. I don't get that sit down on the floor and chat shit with someone vibe.
No, you don't get it down here either.
I'm gonna.
I remember in a park, if we're going anecdote ways, fucking in a park on the first day of uni, I'd gone for a cig in the park with a few lads out there off the course just before I went home. We're sat there having a smoke, having a chat, getting to know each other and that, looking round. This woman comes past, and this old woman having a go, saying, "You shouldn't be smoking, it's bad for you." And I just went, "Yeah, it is, yeah, innit, love, yeah, yeah, fucking brilliant." And then she just kept going, "Excuse me, what did you say? You're like 'em all. You're fucking, no, she didn't swear, she went, you're disgusting, you are. You shouldn't be like this. Why, you're all the same, you students. I've got some of yous living next door to me. They keep throwing their empty tins in my garden and the cig dimps in my garden." I went, "Well, all right then, love. Well, anything to make a good impression, you know." I flicked me cig out, flicked it on the floor, and let's go to your house now. I'll have a chat with your neighbours for you. And I looked at the lads, right, because this would be what you would do back home, you know.
Yeah.
And because she was an old woman, and she was clearly upset because people are fucking throwing bin bags of shit in your garden, and other people are letting it happen. Looked at the lads next to me off my course, went, "Are you coming? Go on." And they all look like fucking rabbits in headlights, mate. They were like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" And I was like, "To help her." And then she was like, You're not right, you. You're not right. How dare you say that? My sons are in the police. I'm going to tell my sons on you." I went, "Well, fucking hell, love. Why don't you tell your sons that your neighbours are vandalising your property then, if that's the case?"
Yeah.
And then her husband came over. She walked off. Her husband came over, and he went, "It's all right, lad. I can only apologise for her." And
Good,
then
she's
they
a
walked
fucking
off.
bitch. And then
Yeah,
did you
she's a
go around?
dickhead.
Did you go around the garden that night and toss loads of cans in?
No, took the whole recycling wheelie bin with me.
Fantastic, absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. I'd be dumping papers in there on a paper round. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be dumping papers full of leaflets for your website in her garden. So all she saw every day was just
My
pictures of
face,
your
pictures of
face.
dead stuff.
Yeah, in our
Haunted.
made-up newspaper. And I'd be saying that every crime was about to happen at her house, so all the vigilantes...
Finding out all the vigilantes are there.
Yeah.
Find out her name as well and have her as the model name instead of Big Brenda,
Yes, yeah,
so she gets the fan mail.
fantastic. Yeah, we wouldn't have Dear Deidre. We'd have Dear Woman who lives at 29, fucking Motherwell Close in wherever this is in the south. And then everyone writes their complaints to her, and she wonders why loads of people writing in about how they're being cheated on, about how they can't have a kid, about how they've got drug addiction issues, and she's like, "What the fuck's going on? I've got 2 kids in the police. I'm going to tell them about this. If only I could get past all the cans in the garden, the vigilantes outside." We've got the whole point I wanted to do this show was to talk about one person.
Go on.
And he's on the other side of the intelligence services. He was against them as such. And I don't know how I know about this person. I think it was I spent a little bit of time during my degree, like studying protest groups, shit like that. Occupy part of it. And I think I came across him through there. And it was a bloke called Tom Palmer, also known as Agent Kingfisher. The article I'm referencing here says he was the messiah of London's squatting scene until his death last year, which was 2016. but who was responsible for his fate? MI5, late capitalism, or simply a drug overdose? Basically, this lad was a protester, heavily involved in Occupy, he was involved in quite a few movements, and he was a squatter in London, so he was living with like-minded people, big groups of them. There was a lot of drinking involved. There was a lot of substance abuse. There might have been some black tar heroin involved, a good bit of the nice bit of the Afghan perker, that stuff. A little bit of the afternoon pick-me-up.
I actually read that a lot of them remember him because they used to sit under a bridge smoking crack together. Yeah, and that was how they remembered him.
There's a theme that runs throughout this lad's story, and it's that most of the people who are recanting their memories of him were remembering him under the influence of drugs together. He was apparently a fucking very brilliant fella, very, very clever fella, but also very mentally conflicted. And as well as being a political activist, he called himself the last real journalist, the only real revolutionary in the whole world. Smoking crack under a bridge is how that quote finishes. He was a myth, hell-bent on turning himself into a myth. His life was fantasy, it was gonzo, it was hyper-real. All quotes from this article that apparently quoted from him himself. He's got a blog, you can have a read. It's interesting. Trust me. It's worth 5-10 minutes of your time, especially if you smoke that ganja, because you'd something to scroll through and take in, and just look for yourself. But he pissed on the doorstep of MI6 or MI5. MI6?
MI5. I don't think MI6 is real, is it?
Yeah, because that's who Gareth Williams worked for.
I thought MI6 was the one in James Bond and the MI5's the real one.
Two different things.
Is it?
Yes.
Never knew that. Is one internal and one external? International.
Sounds like an exam. The MI5's liaison with security service. Oh, hang on, let's have a look.
See, guys, we don't just chat shit, we also teach you things.
Yeah, there is. Oh, yeah, that's the one. MI5 is domestic and MI6 is foreign. Domestic intelligence, foreign intelligence.
Never knew that.
Yeah. But, anyway, Tom Kingfisher, Agent Kingfisher, Tom Palmer. He was constantly calling people agents. He thought that everyone in his life was an agent of some sort, even people who were very close. If you read a lot of the comments on some of the eulogy posts and articles that there are about him, like all the comments like, oh yeah, I knew Tom Palmer, we were at Occupy together, he thought I was an agent with MI6, and they're all happy to say it. Like, oh, I'm sure he thought I was an agent of something or other.
Maybe that's like a little claim to fame for them, no?
A little bit,
so
yeah.
They can tie themselves to the legend.
They could get T-shirts. I was called an agent by Tom Palmer. And then it's
I was palmed off.
But he was constantly under the belief that he was monitored, being infiltrated, being under investigation. One of his blog posts talks about someone who lived in a squat with him and they were friends until he tried to frame him by taking a shit in a bag and throwing it on the roof of the squat, which this Tom Palmer was like, that was clearly him, and it was clearly him trying to set me up as if I'd done that to put the rest of the squat off us, because that's what an undercover agent would do. Shit in a bag and throw it on a squat roof.
Which is probably the best thing to do with a bag of shit if you're in a squat.
Yeah,
if you're keeping it in there with you, no one's going to like you.
No, definitely not. And if they do, probably time to move squat.
Yeah, this is Johnny. We know him as shitbag. It's a loving term, but don't eat anything he offers you.
Don't shake his hand. Don't shake his hand. Much like the German football manager Joachim Löw, who's about to leave the Germany football team.
About him in your stories the other day, I'm sure.
Creepy crotch-sniffing finger smeller. Serial international tournaments on a world stage in front of a worldwide audience. This man has scratched his balls, arse, armpits, basically anything that secretes sweat or smells that you'd rather not you'd rather not invoke upon randomers and people that you don't really want to know your deepest, darkest, dirtiest secrets. And he's just fucking getting a good old... He is analysing everything that he ate 3 days beforehand. And it's unashamedly so. Like, in press conferences, someone brought it up a few years ago because they were like, look, you've been caught at 2 World Cups or a World Cup and a Euros, scratching your ass, cracking balls and sniffing them, like, what's going on? And not only did he, like, not explain, which is fair, not good for the person in me who wants to know that, but he didn't apologise or anything. He was just like, yeah, I scratched my balls and ass and sniff it, like, what are you going to do? Which is an alpha move. Fair. I'm never shaking his hand after a game. Imagine Gareth Southgate the other night playing Germany, 2-0 up, buzzing, and then it gets to like 93rd minute, he's like, I've got to fucking shake his hand.
Well, COVID comes in useful because they might have gloves on him.
That's true. No, he didn't have gloves on him because he was sniffing his fingers through the game, and he literally, at one point, he sniffed his fingers, and then like a German snake, he licked his fingertip and thumb tips, like testing the waters, like a snake, like when he's testing
getting the shit off there.
Ooh, what does this winner taste of? No time for him. Now back to Agent Kingfisher. That was talking about shits, man. We've come back to Tom Palmer now. We've reeled this tangent in. He pissed on the doorsteps of MI6, not that long before he died.
See, I think he was the agent. I think he was the one that was, from what I read from it, it all seems like the perfect things to do. If you can be seen as the leader, as the big guy, maybe not actually the leader, but you've become the face and the name everybody knows, you're the person that they want. They're going to be like, well, we need you. We don't want the people that are planning all this. They're never going to talk to us. You will. You want attention. Look at you. What's your favourite thing in all the world, mate? Oh, crack. Look at crack. Like, well, we can sort that, mate. That's dead easy. Have you met Evelyn? This is Evelyn. This is your new girlfriend. She's going to join you in a few weeks' time, maybe a few months in there. And then that's how they got in. And then he was there as a sort of, maybe a double agent at first, and then with all of the drug use and the fucking going a bit mental over time, more and more, maybe it became like a triple agent and a quadruple agent where he may have completely bought into it at one point and then forgot, and then bought into it again as the agent. And that's where he could, because you could look at what he did as he could have single-handedly I know I've never heard of Occupy until today, innit? Honestly, I've never heard of it. But from what his actions there, from what I read, you can easily imagine he was the downfall of it. Because they were at the last bastion of it, kind of thing.
A little bit, although how much of them is them just saying that they were the last bastion in an effort to try and be like, what we did mattered. I think that a lot of it is that we're going to get to that feeling in a minute. I was going to talk about something else for a second there. Fucking shit. That exists. That's real. I can refer. There's someone I know actually who was very, very negatively affected by spy cops. Spy cops is the term for sending an undercover police in to infiltrate protest groups and shit like that. I actually know of someone who has a child to a spy cop, and then found out. They've done a podcast on this that I might be able to find for you. They then found out that this person has been like father to multiple kids from multiple women from protest groups, and like the information he gained was not only of no real use to the police, but like very, very low scale, low end. The length, what it proved was the lengths these spy cops have. It's now been revealed. Like there were several stories not too long ago, bringing certain names to the picture and being like, look, these are the officers who've done it, and we fucking know. And like people got together to out them. But there's several cases of them just ruining lives. Basically, they're living a false life. They're letting all these people like marry them or become like real close to them and father children with them, and then they just disappear because the investigation's done. No more. So that shit genuinely happens. Now, would you put a paranoid schizophrenic in that role? I'm not too sure. Maybe if you're a wild card, possibly. I suppose it'd be easier to convince him that it was legit.
Not even that. Just it's a wild card, isn't it? Like you say, you fucking throw him in there. You're like, I don't know what he's gonna do, but I don't imagine much of it's gonna be good. He's not having an episode at the minute, so we'll just feed him a bit of crack and give him a nice time, bit of money here and there, make sure he survives and he's all right. Oh, he's starting to have a bit of a turn here. He's going a bit, he's going a bit soft. He's going a bit. Here we go. The walls are moving for him. Chuck him in. Off he goes. And he goes like crashing through the door,
like winding up a toy, and then just.
They'd be the perfect people to employ for it, surely. If you want to disrupt an organisation.
If you wanted to disrupt it, yes.
And if you want people, because if they're trying to get more people in as well, if they're trying to recruit, and your messiah is clearly either off his face on crack, or coming out of withdrawal from crack, or going through a fucking a schizophrenic episode, and you can see that, you'd be thinking to yourself, well, I imagine 3/4 of the people who were thinking of joining up might think to themselves, is this for me? I'm going to be locked in a room with him.
I don't know,
Yeah.
I might just go home. I might just go home. Fuck these tents off. I'm going home.
I don't have to share my couch and sleep on it and live on it at home. I've got a bed and all. I've got nothing here if I come in this old disused bank and live in here. What's this? This is not even a fucking carpet,
just
mate.
got
it's
dreadlocks. Cold. What the fuck? I didn't have
fucking
dreadlocks.
Stinks in here. That roof's
caving
caving as well, and it don't half smell when it rains.
And whose dog keeps pissing all over me sleeping bag, man? Fuck's sake. Yeah.
Tom's there like, it's not a dog.
Yeah. And I didn't shit on the roof.
You're a fucking agent.
That dog works for MI5. He did piss on the doorstep of MI5, not MI6. I've been up and knocked on the door of MI5 when I was in London. Nothing happened. It's just a rather big door, so I thought I'd knock on it, see what sort of noise it made. Didn't know if it was just going to thud or make like a... Well, if it was going to fucking reverberate at all. But it didn't. It just, boom. Quite solid door. I would have a very solid door. Go on,
Speaking of reverberate, I heard today, it was one of the videos that somehow played on from learning about the Suitcase Man. It was a guy that had managed to work out what a T-Rex actually sounds like.
All right, was it good?
Terrifying. It's not even like a roar. Imagine if you could make a cat purr angrily.
You've never met my cat.
It was a mad noise. Just because you said reverberate there, and it seemed like a bit of a nugget of information that I'm not going to hold on to, and it seemed a shame to waste.
You'll probably remember that at a very inappropriate time where you really need to remember something fucking important.
Drowning or something. It just comes back to me going,
your lass's birthday. She asks you, when's my birthday? And you go, do you know what T-Rex goes?
Nah, it's nothing like that, man. It's nothing like... It's like a... But really fucking low. And even when you were listening to it, man, you could feel it did something to like the back of your neck, mate. It was weird. And then afterwards they explained, like, they use that sound in horror films and stuff under the music and that to make you nervous and stuff. But according to so-called scientists, that's what they think it would sound like.
So you believe in science?
No, well, I like the idea that it sounds like that rather than like a roar.
This is a breakthrough. Now,
well, I don't know though, because after learning about dinosaurs, honestly, we're gonna get into a fucking whole other rabbit hole there. But I don't know if I even believe in dinosaurs anymore.
Well, we'll save that for next week.
Yeah,
that's next week's topic now. Dinosaurs is fucking next week. I'm happy to talk about dinosaurs for an hour, mate. That's next week's topic. But we're going to close by finishing with Tom Palmer, who pissed on the doorstep of MI5, and then
so many times to get to this. Sorry.
And then not too long later was found dead of a heroin overdose. Now, the reason I wanted to close with this mush, as opposed to the rest of them, is there are so many of these suspicious deaths that people talk about online that are complete and utter delusions of grandeur. They are a willingness to buy into something astronomically bigger than the reality of a situation because they want that death to have been special. They don't want that death to have just been another death and meaningless like every other single death. This bloke was a fucking crackhead. He was a paranoid schizophrenic crackhead who didn't trust any of his friends, smoked crack, did other drugs, died of a heroin overdose. If you're MI5, I don't think you've really got a... I don't think they're going to much lengths to off that bloke. I don't think on their desk and all their stacks of papers of issues, oh, we've got fundamentalism, that's an issue. Oh, we've got paedophilia in the country, that's an issue. Oh, we've got interference from Russia, that could be an issue. Is it an issue? I don't know, it could be made up, no one cares. But Agent Kingfisher, right, so what we're going to do is this paranoid schizophrenic bloke has been he's been chatting to basically people of London who don't matter. He's been talking to squatters and he's been preaching and he's been writing blogs. Who's read them? No one of importance. It's all right. No one worthwhile. They're no threat. But this bloke has been spreading his story to everyone who lives in a cardboard box who'll listen. And because of that, we must take him off the streets because we know that the biggest threat to this country is enlightening the homeless because they will definitely rise up, definitely won't just stay sat on the street drinking cheap cider, smoking crack under bridges. The bloke just killed himself. The bloke just OD'd.
Just to put another angle on that, though, you're saying, they have a stack of paper. If they do have a stack of things to do, and either they're on piece rate or it's like you've got to solve or sort out 20 issues a month to keep your job or to keep this rank. Yeah, quota. They're flicking through and going, I just want to be a piece of piss, boys. I'll have this done in half an hour. Bring us that weird brown that we keep in the drawer for special occasions.
Bring us the good stuff.
And it's just like, I'm just going to put a fucking... I mean, I don't know how you make heroin more dangerous. I imagine Domestos could be in there. Maybe,
wrap it in barbed wire.
Of lime scale. What, just fucking what? You smoke the barbed wire.
Just wrap it in barbed wire.
You've got to smoke it through the barbed wire out, and then swallow the barbed wire to get the rest of it in.
Yep, that's how you get it in.
Yeah. Or suppository, possibly then.
Ooh, that's brutal. But yeah, the bloke just died in it. Like he wasn't killed by a government agency. And this is why it was the closer. That's the crack for so many of these deaths. It's not apart from Spy in a Bag, available now from all good DIY stores. Apart from him, everyone else, and maybe Jill Dando, we'll never know. I think Jill Dando was just shot by someone who had a bit of a fixation with her, rather than because if you were part of some elite ring or you were working on behalf of some elite ring, you'd make the death look a lot less suspicious than shooting a woman on a fucking doorstep in the morning. You're better at your job than that. You can make it look natural.
Unless they were listening on the phones, like John McAfee says, they're constantly listening. So what if she just used a burner phone or something to say to someone, fuck it, I'm doing it now. And then the hitman or whatever was like, fuck. I was going to do it when she goes for a daily walk along the canal.
There's no way.
And then have to do it now.
There's no way someone's getting across London in morning traffic that fast.
But they'd be following her. Surely you'd keep an eye nearby just in case she does. If she does have this thing that she could just release. But they were saying that with McAfee. Where's this fucking release of files, man?
Don't get it started.
Dead man's switch.
Don't get it started. I've been reading Tom Palmer's blog because there's no kill switch files to read yet. I'm waiting on the McAfee kill switch files. For now, I'm reading this bloke's blog, and it's going to run out soon because I know the author's not around anymore.
He's not paying for that domain.
No, the blog's still there, but there's a finite amount of stories on it because, well, there aren't going to be any more, are there? Whereas McAfee's, they're going to go on for a while. Release the files. He's not even dead. It's not even dead.
Nothing. I listened to an interview with him today, and he was just hammered.
Yeah,
he was just pissed as a fart,
absolutely
ranting
fantastic.
And raving. But he did explain, though, how he used to do this trick, a sleight of hand trick, where he'd take the casing off of a bullet, empty the gunpowder from a spent capsule, and put two used bullets back together to make them look like real bullets, and then pretend to play Russian roulette in front of people to scare the shit out of them.
That sounds precisely like the sort of thing John McAfee would do. He's an absolute renegade, and I mean, he's probably should be a hero of this podcast. In fact, I think we might make John McAfee the patron saint of this podcast.
Ooh.
And on that note, I think it's time to end. Next week's dinosaurs. Sorry, Chud, we've taken up fucking a bit of your time, but you've probably just drank more soup and you'll be ready to play for longer. Got any parting things to promote?
You'll now get a fucking discount code for ebooks in your orders, and you get a flyer with my face and Jimmy's eyes on it.
There you go. It's the entrepreneurial podcast of 2021. I'm doing the same old nothing. I'll be gigging soon, actually. I think we're starting next month. Woo! Fantastic. Let's get to absolutely dying a death on stage in front of about 4 or 5 people. Liberal paradise. Stay tuned. Truth seeking's over.